Okay, on the engine starter switch, in order to start the engine, you move from the off to the ground position by turning it there. Now, if the conditions are not met on the real aircraft, this switch will not hold in that position and will jump back to off. And so it does. So no matter how much I try, it goes back. And it's being pushed off by a little solenoid at the back. The spring is actually pushing it back, not the activated solenoid. So in order for this to go to ground position, this solenoid needs to be energized from a 12 volt supply, which at the moment I'm using a battery. Now I've had to put a little bit of circuitry in here for a couple of reasons. The main thing is the output card from the simulator only puts about 5 or 6 milliamps out on 5 volts, so it isn't going to certainly drive the solenoids or even these relays. I'm using these. This is an Arduino 4 relay board, which I've sort of modified to suit my application, even though it's not an Arduino I'm using. Now the output from the interface card, like I say, only puts a few milliamps out, so I'm using a little Darlington array transistor in here. So the input would go in there, so that's a 5 volt very low milliamp input to there. But once that's connected, the output on here is 500 milliamps. I can join two or three of these together to double that up if I want, but 500 milliamps is plenty. So once that's energized from the simulator, it gives me 500 milliamps out through here, goes to here, and then we'll bring in this relay, which gives me my 12 volts coming from the battery to the solenoid over here. So if I just connect that up at the moment, if you can see that, I'll just put the pin on. Sorry, the camera is not great. Alright, so I'll put this little jumper in, so that's the same thing as getting an input from the simulator. Can't see it very well, but the little light is on here on the first relay, which is now active up here, which has brought this relay in. It's made the full circuit. So now when I move this to the ground position, the relay, or sorry, the servo gets energized and pulled in, and it'll sit happily on that ground position. But once I pull this wire out here, which is the same as the simulator, deactivating it at 56% of engine speed, this switch should turn itself off. There we go, and there's it off.